I think in sport, obviously emotion is key, but I think with too much emotion, it can cloud your judgement, it can cloud what you see on the day, what you see in terms of the pictures on the pitch that we look for and the way that we want to play the game. Of course, you have to bring that energy, passion, tempo, all these things in big derby games that you need, but you have to stay calm, you have to see the pictures and play the game that we want.
Callum, McGregor!
Is it hard or easy to stay calm in those moments?
I think the older you get, the more experience you get, then you've been there, you've done it, each of those as well, and try and implicate them into the next game. So it's just about trusting the process and following that, which has got you success previously. And like you said, just stay calm and looking forward to the game.
Callum, it's the Glasgow derby this week, a week where Celtic fans around the world have nerves and palpable excitement. How does the captain of the club keep the heat, as they say, in weeks like this?
Yeah, of course. Listen, we know it's a big fixture. We know the importance of the fixture in terms of the supporters and what it means to them, what it means to everyone inside the building and everybody inside the club. But we have to treat the game like any other game in terms of preparation. What we do going into the match, it's always the same, and I feel like we have a good template in terms of training model and the way that we want to play. And I think if we can stay calm and bring all these things to the game, then you have more chance of success than not. So yeah, it's just about trusting the process and following that, which has got you success previously. And like you said, just stay calm and looking forward to the game.
You've just said it's another game, to stay calm. That seems to be the mantra to the success. Tell us, why would deviating from that mentality be the wrong thing to do?
I think in sport, obviously emotion is key, but I think with too much emotion, it can cloud your judgement, it can cloud what you see on the day, what you see in terms of the pictures on the pitch that we look for and the way that we want to play the game. So of course you have to bring that energy, passion, tempo, all these things in big derby games that you need, competitive edge, all these things. But you have to stay calm, you have to see the pictures and play the game that we want, how we want the game to look. And I feel like when we do that, then that gives you the best chance of success. So of course you have to find the right balance of all the competitive stuff, and of course you have to do that. But in the main, you have to be calm, you have to be clear-headed and see what you're trying to achieve on the pitch.
Is it hard or easy to stay calm in those moments?
I think the older you get, the more experience you get, then you've been there, you've done it. You have good experiences, bad experiences, and you always just learn from each of those as well, and try and implicate them into the next game. So I feel like it's certainly getting easier as you're getting older.
You've played in a few of these games now. You talk about that experience and getting older. Is there any abiding memories that you have that sticks with you over time?
Yeah, it's probably the good ones. Obviously, they tend to stick out more than the not so good ones. I've been a part of many good derby days, and we've had a successful period in this sort of fixture. So, it's just important that we continue that, and that's the most important thing. Every time you go on the pitch, you're judged to the highest of standards. Every time one of these games come along, that's where you're judged. So, it's important that, even if you've had previous success, it's important that when the next one comes in, you try and emulate that success and take it even further.
Not one single moment that sticks out?
There's a few, to be fair, but like I said, it's nice to have those memories, but you want to always create more, and that's why football's is special like that. There's always an opportunity to create a new special moment.
Celtic fans are always massive, especially in Paradise at Celtic Park. Players past and present, they talk about the crowd and the atmosphere. How does that really spur the team on in big games, not just Rangers games, but in European games? Talk us through that.
Yeah, of course, the supporters are, they're the extra man for us, especially when you get the big nights at Celtic Park. The crowd get behind you, you start the game well. Everybody around the world knows how good the Celtic supporters are, and especially in these nights, they really give you that extra boost and extra energy. And I think in football you need those special atmospheres to get the best out of you as a player, and Celtic Park certainly does that.
Does it give you that back of the neck stuff?
Yeah, even just talking about it now, you can picture yourself on the pitch and in the special moments that we've had together. It's a real privilege for Celtic players to play in that atmosphere, and you just want to do it all the time. So, like I said, there's something special about the connection between the players, the club, and the supporters.
You'll be approaching 2 years as the captain this summer. Probably went very quick for you. Has it gone beyond those initial expectations you had, Callum?
Yeah, I think so. It's you're always learning, you're always trying to improve and improve the team, improve yourself. Like you said, it's probably been a quick 2 years. You don't really get a chance to come up for air. It's just relentless, and like I speak about, every game is the biggest game. You have to win it. You have to win in good style as well. So there's always that pressure, that relentlessness to it, which is good. And I think if you don't enjoy that side of it, then it can be a struggle. But that's certainly one thing about me, is that I enjoy that pressure and enjoy playing in those environments where you want to play in games of consequence, and every game for this club is certainly that.
Is there a favourite moment as captain of the club so far?
Probably two. I think lifting the league title for the first time was a real special one, and then obviously just the recent cup final as well, to be able to do that on such a big day. Really important match, really important fixture. To get my hands on that trophy again was lovely.
I believe you'll be 30 in June. I suppose when you reach your 30s, there's the odd thought opening in your head, what you might do after your career. Is there any thoughts or inkling for you at that moment? No,
it's just try to forget about it, to be honest. But no, I feel good physically, mentally. I feel good, and they say when you're getting into sort of late 20s, early 30s is the prime of your career. So that's what I'm hoping to do. The way that I try to live my life and sort of the importance of football. That's what I want to do. I want to do it for many years. So it's important that you continue to look after yourself in the right way. And once you sort of get over that 30 bracket, then everybody's looking at you. How is he physically? How's he looking? So I think it's important to try and send a strong message at that point as well, that you keep going and you're hungry for more.
I think the Celtic fans will be really happy that I'm not trying to retire you too early. But how far would you like to go in your career, Callum?
I think as long as I can, to be honest. As long as I'm still helping the team, I still feel good physically and mentally. Someday somebody's going to come and take it away from me, and I've been doing it a long time now, but it goes by so quickly. Feels like only yesterday that I made my debut, and I know it's a fair amount of time's passed, but like I said, at some point somebody's going to tap me on the shoulder and say that's you finished, and I'm going to miss it. So I want to give absolutely everything that I've got in the tank between now and then. Let's
change gears a wee bit. Talk about Scotland. It's been the perfect start to the campaign. A win against Spain, a busting run at the end of the game, almost resulted in a goal. What have you made of it so far?
Yeah, good. Obviously a good positive start in the group, but I think we spoke after the game that that's all it is a good start. Of course, the result against Spain has kind of made everybody sit up and take notice, which is good, of course, as well. But I think the most important thing is that we park that for now. Obviously, everybody's got their club football to focus on between now and the end of the season. But when we come back again in the summer and we meet back up, then I think the next two fixtures are vitally important in terms of where we want to go in the qualification group. And if we can get that right, we give ourselves a big chance. So although the first two games have been a good bulk of work, I think the next two come in are equally as important.
The national team has had a lot of peaks and troughs over the 20, 30 years. Is this probably one of the better moments in that time, you would say, Callum?
I think so. I think, even sort of building up to the World Cup games, I think that's the best run that Scotland have had for, a number of years, in terms of wins and, not getting beat and these types of things. So it was a good run. I think everybody agreed that the team was in a good place. Obviously, we let ourselves down in the playoff game, which still hurts, and we're still aiming to try and put that right as well. So, but I think you're right. Over the piece, probably in the last sort of maybe 3-4 years, it's been a decent period for the national team.
In a couple of seasons or so, we could be talking about 500 games for Celtic, meaning you'll be right up there with one of your mentors and Tommy Burns. Did you ever dare to dream when you were just a young man and Tommy was taking your training?
Yeah, I know it seems surreal that when you say things like that, then that can become a reality. So there's obviously a lot of hard work and dedication that needs to go in between now and then. But like you said, even to have that in the sort of forecast of what might happen, then it's something that young boys will dream about, and certainly what I dreamt about for the minute I could basically walk, that I wanted to be a football player, and guys like Tommy really inspired me to do that. And like I said before, I've been so lucky to have a mentor sort of figure that was looking after the academy at that time, that put so much energy and enthusiasm into the young players, and I've got a lot to thank him for as well personally. So to be in this position and hopefully strive for more, then it's so important to me.